create our scene and add some geometry. We want some sphere, okay. New shader material. It's not a standard material, it's a shader material. Now we create a new shader. Remember, we are working with Visual Shader. There is tons of tutorials teaching how to make a cutoff with a simple shader. Okay, let's give it a name. Cutoff 5. Okay, you have to click in here. So let me explain the basic of cutting the object off. Let's place a color parameter here. See, it's white color and this sphere is totally solid. But if we put in gray, it will be transparent, and if it goes out to the black, it will be invisible. So let's stay here on 50% gray. And what we want to do is say every time it hit determined value of color, it will become totally transparent doing that. So let's create this ramp. Let's create with a UV map. So we'll have these two axes, two different values, the red and the green. The red is this horizontal gradient. So it goes from 0, null, to 1. And this same thing, 0 to 1. So I want to make it inverse and going up, showing up the mesh. Let's see what's happened if I place it here. So we have only this little cap on solid mode. The rest has become transparent, because when you goes to this kind of scale here, this value of gray color is the same of this. If I make this much more bright, I will have much more of my mesh showing up. If I make it a lot more dark, it will be just in top, because it will be right here. Okay, so let's see what we can do to make it the inverse of this. Let's try negative, O minus 1, and let's see what's happened. Nothing happened, because it takes all the values and make it negative. So here is 0, here is 1, but in this 1 value, it's equal to minus 1. So if you have 0 of light, it will become all black. Let's try another function. Let's try 1 minus. I know this is going to work, so let's not use it for now. Let's try to use inverse square. Let's see what happened here. Become all white. Okay, we don't want this too. And we have going to inverse square. We have used the negate function. -1 multiplier. And it's negate. Well, I think it is these functions that you're thinking using. So if I put 1 minus, and it will invert, make the inverse gradient. And now I can place here, and I have this. Oh, let me change the color. I have this space here. Okay, let me. If you have doubts about that, you can hit F1 and look for 1 minus function, and then you can read what's doing. It subtracts the scalar x from 1, and you have the inverse you are looking for. Let's go to parameter, float. Let's go to the multiply. And place it here. And here. And now I have this new parameter in the shader. And I can go up. But I don't like that when I am going up, I am erasing. So I will get this 1 minus again and place it here. Now I can go up from 1 to the top and darker, darker. Okay, I think it's almost good. Okay, so, and I'm going up with my value here. I'm going up in this scale there. 0, 1, okay. Okay, but we have a problem. We cannot see the inside of this sphere. We are cutting off. So you go to the shader, go to modes, and then you go to the culling. In culling options, you disable it. So the front face and the back face are not culling anymore. You could separate in two different shaders and use the front and the back shader, but I don't like that. We will use this shader to make this concave shader disappear. Okay, so for that we need to get the front face from facing. Okay, with the front face we have this boolean saying, oh, this normal, it's looking to the camera, this normal is negative to the camera. So it always say what is the face that is facing the camera, it's negative to the camera. So again, you want this -1 to have the inverse of that. Okay, we use it later. For now, you want a mix shader. We can use vector 3, but I use vector 4 because I push 2 color parameters. Let me rename this to alpha 1 and color 2. Let's use RGB, blue, and something like this. Let's try it. Now I'm going to use my front face, so it will tell us what you'll be determining what color will be. So the blue color, it's where the black was, the back face, and the orange color will be the front face. Okay, nice, but it's still concave, and we wanted to get rid of that. Same thing, grab the mix, you let one value 3, place it here, and emission. Oh, sorry, it's in B, because we have inverted here. It's just that. You can now command from the shader parameters, even in the GD script. I think it's easier to make it by text shader, but a lot of people like to use the visual shader, so I thought in doing this tutorial. Okay guys, that's it. If you think that it will going to help someone, you hit the like button. So